Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. It is a Wednesday in March, so we know we're in cahoots with Film Idiot Nation going through our movie bracket. So we're going to find out who makes the Sweet 16. Of course, we brought in our old pal, Edward Payson. He's going to tell us why we all love Mac and Me and his favorite Star Wars movie.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome into Movie March Madness on Sports Idiot Nation. This is our second week of doing this, and so we had to bring in the super big guns, not just the big guns, super big guns, Mr. Payson. Man, it's been a while, man. Thanks for hanging out. I'm curious. I want to ask, like, what it's been since it's been a while. What are you working on? Like, what's going on, man?
Still working on the same project as the last time we talked, man. Still working on Rarity 2. I'm a lot farther than I was last time. I'm now kind of rounding out the, final interviews of it. And I say, final interviews of it. I was already done, but then I had a full edit. And I'm kind of getting those little this would be great to have an interview here, and this would be great to have an interview here that kind of, connects this part of the documentary to this part of the documentary. So kind of like I like to say the putty interviews that kind of connect one thought to this thought to this thought to this thought to make the whole thing kind of come together. So I would say less than 2 months now, the thing will be done. And we got a lot of stuff going on. We got a whole huge Blu-ray coming up. I can't really say, who has the Blu-ray, but until we have the actual release date due to contractual stuff. But anybody who collects Blu-rays,
I have it.
Yeah, anybody who collects Blu-rays knows what this company is, and it's very big. So,
okay,
awesome.
No,
that's awesome, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're excited. So thanks for hanging out. We're super excited to do this with you. We had Brent Thrax on last week, and he's kind of a movie buff as well. So we're excited to talk through this. So here's how it works. If you have not caught that episode, which I would say, to be quite honest, you may need to pause this. I don't know if I've ever said this. You need to pause this episode and go back and check out last Wednesday's episode because it really sets the table. But what we're doing is, in the middle of March Madness, we're doing a movie bracket. So what we're going to do is T.I. is going to break down the brackets. You, the viewer, have even helped us on a couple of these, I believe. We'll get into that and explain that too. But we're in the second round. So now we're getting into the field. We're in the field of 32. We need to find out who is going to make it into the Sweet 16. So none other to help us, of course, is, this lovely man in that sweet, sweet blue shirt. What is that? Stone Cold said so?
It's an old, Stone Cold shirt.
Yeah.
That's
man.
the best.
All right.
That's the best.
I love it. So he's going to be our tiebreaker if T.I. and I can't come to an agreement on a movie. So a lot of pressure, but look at his face. He seems ready. So, here's his ready face. Love it. All right, T.I., let's get it going.
All right, cool. All right. So as Adam said, we got 4 regions. We're starting off with the action region. The 3 other regions, we have comedy, drama, and nostalgia. First matchup here in the Sweet 16, in the field of 32 is The Dark Knight going up against Terminator 2. Two classics as far as I'm concerned. Adam, I think you and I both probably agree on this. As much as it pains us to send Schwarzenegger home, I'm leaning Dark Knight. I know you're probably leaning Dark Knight. Edward, are we idiots here to pick The Dark Knight over Terminator 2? I know you're a big fan of both, but let's hear your thoughts on these movies.
I am a fan of both. I would pick Terminator 2. And the reason why I'd pick Terminator 2, I think it was more iconic, and I think it will stand the test of time and has stand the test of time more. And the reason why is because I think that you're not going to see another movie like Terminator 2. I think you're going to see 1,000 more, Batman movies before we die. I mean, we might see 1,000 more Terminator movies, but we're not going to see ones that are good. We are going to see probably 1,000 more Batman movies, and of those, probably like 8 will be good. And maybe 4 won't have like someone the likes of Robert Pattinson in it or someone worse. I thought, even, and you're going to hate me for this, but I thought even Batfleck was better than Christian Bale as Batman. Not as Bruce Wayne, but as Batman. And I do like The Dark Knight. However, I think it's more of like a recency bias thing. I think it was one of the better superhero movies, but I think superhero movies are kind of like the not on the same level of a movie as Terminator. I think Terminator, just everything quality-wise, was on just a higher level, from the special effects to the story to the way it was put together. And like I said, I think just everything is just, so revolutionary for its time. Like, you still don't even see the kind of special effects today that you see in something like this, the T-1000, and that special effects work you don't see even in the top blockbusters. You don't see the special effects that you see in any Marvel movie today that you saw in Terminator 2, and they have no joke, they have 10 to 20 times the budget that had, plus inflation. So yeah, I think it's way more iconic. I think a lot of people base their whole personalities on Terminator 2 and their whole movie going philosophy on Terminator 2, and all the movies they watched from then on, and it created an entire genre of movies. It created a whole icon, and I know that Arnold was already huge, but it just created a superstar in Arnold that just went on until today. He's still just as big now if he was in another movie, as he was back then. And I don't think you can say the same about a lot of the people. I won't see a movie just because Christian Bale is in it. I mean, mind you, he's in a lot of movies that I'm like, what is your manager thinking? But anything that Arnold's in, I'll see. So that's why I'd go with Terminator 2.
All right.
That's kind of got owned.
Valid argument. We are idiots. See, that's why we brought Edward here to clear us up.
Yeah.
All right. So leading into the next one, is being that Edward even mentioned MCU, we have Avengers Endgame going up against John Wick. Edward, one of the rules were if we were picking something from a series where there are multiple ones, we could only pick one. So naturally, we chose Endgame here to represent. I love John Wick. I do. I love John Wick. But with the minute I left Endgame, I just felt like a story was complete. So I've got to go Endgame. I think, Adam, what about you?
Yeah, Endgame for me.
Endgame. All right. Edward, tell us why we're idiots here, or tell us if you agree.
I would go John Wick because I think of Endgame and Infinity War. Infinity War was the better of the two. I think that Infinity War was the one that was actually had a risk, and it was actually showing Thanos on a level of oh yeah, this guy has good points, and although he's this monster, and he seems like he could be he's saying things that are a little bit hurtful to the human race, the ends do justify the means. Humans are really trash, and what they're doing is terrible. So if they were gone, and half of them were gone, and half the universe was gone, it will help the entire universe just survive that much longer. But then they kind of undid everything that all of that, everything he pretty much said in part 2 was undone, and they kind of oh, we got to walk this back and make him a little bit more hated because people started to agree with what he said, and you started to see a lot of memes that were like, "Oh, Thanos was right" and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
it's funny.
and I think John Wick, the first one anyway was, action packed. It kind of revitalized, Keanu Reeves' career. How many sequels are we at now and spin-offs and stuff like that? And as far as like Marvel movies go, I think the only Marvel movies that aren't just like soap opera filler garbage are the ones that have Avengers on it. All the rest are just like filler until you have the next movie that says Avengers something. And I think Infinity War is the only one really. Infinity War and Endgame, and I think between Infinity War and Endgame, you guys should have picked Infinity War because that was the only one that actually had something different to offer.
Yeah, I don't disagree there. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Thinking back, I think I do agree with you 100%. Infinity War probably a good choice. I just randomly was like, you know what? I'm just going to go as random as I can with this. I'm going to pick movies I like, and I'm just going to run with it. But yeah, I think if I would actually spend some time on it, I think I would have picked Infinity War. But, well, cool. All right. Well, that's cool. All right. Well, this one, the next matchup, I know Edward is going to have a lot to say because I follow him for many years on social media, and I have seen his posts about this movie series many times. We have Predator going up against Blade Runner. I absolutely love the Predator. I am a sci-fi guy to the end. It's a tough one for me. I picked Blade Runner. Adam, what about you? What did you pick in this?
So I'll be honest. I'm not trying to kiss up to the guest, but I really don't have a dog in this fight, and I'm willing to just give my vote to Edward and say whatever you pick, I'm okay with, because I don't think they stand a chance, either of these movies, in the next round, and they both don't do it for me. So I'll submit my vote.
I think so. I picked Predator in this one, mostly because Blade Runner, it's a beautiful movie. It's well acted. It has everything going for it except for the major thing that really turns me off. And it's the fact that it's just so damn boring. And I feel like that's the number one cinema sin is like you can't just be boring. And I know a lot of people like will always like stand up and be like, "Oh, you're allowed to be boring. You're allowed to be boring." And people will say that kind of thing for like a lot of Stanley Kubrick movies and stuff. Like, "Oh, you're allowed to be boring." Let's say it in like 2001 and a lot of movies like that. And I'm just like, well, no. Like I go to the movies first and foremost to be entertained, and I feel like Blade Runner comes out with like all these like the director's cut and this cut and that cut and that. It's like every single cut is more boring than the next. And I feel like with Predator, you know what you're getting into, and I feel like all the memes are right. It's like you feel like your testosterone is rising when you watch Predator. You feel like the hair on your chest grows when you watch Predator. You feel like you can go home and create a son when you have Predator, when you watch Predator. So I pick Predator.
Yeah, definitely pick Predator then. I'm with that.
Nice,
right.
Nice. There we go. All right, then closing out the action region, we have two 90s classics, Face Off versus the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990, something I know that we all are very passionate about here.
My vote. I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah, mine too. I love Face Off. Face Off is fun, but yeah. Turtles is iconic. I got to go Turtles.
Yep.
Yeah. I would also go Turtles, even though I love Castor Troy and the two golden guns and his whole line like, you taste just like a peach. I could eat a peach for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just all those lines like he took his face off. Yeah.
That's what
all right. Well, that one was easy, but hey, we all have love for Face Off because I know Adam loves it too. So at least we
that's not my favorite Turtles movie though. to be honest.
Ooh. What's your favorite turtle?
It's
movie?
not part
Turtles-
2 either. Actually, 3 is my favorite, which is, I know it's the weirdest thing.
Okay. Anyway, don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes, kids, because sometimes they like Turtles 3. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
You
Casey
ruined
Jones.
it.
Casey Jones is back in it. He's back in it. Well,
Yeah.
hey, we'll do it.
So 1 is my favorite, but 1 is my favorite, but 2 is not my
Okay.
second favorite. 3 is my second favorite. 2,
I
I feel like, was the biggest honey dick of all time because it was like all the moms of America got involved and they weren't allowed to use their weapons, and to like mitigate
We've talked about that for sure,
that whole
man.
story when they like mitigated everything. Like they were like, they're gonna fight, Took on Razor, and like, so they don't fight them. How do we make them babies? And they're like, they're gonna fight the Super Shredder. Oh, so they don't fight Super Shredder. How about we make the pier fall on him?
Yeah.
Like they just have all these ways to make it so they don't ever fight anybody.
Yeah, it was total lame. Michelangelo fighting with sausages. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, even Judith Hogue was like, thought it was too violent. I'm just like, come on, calm down. But well, that's funny because I agree totally there. I mean, but Turtles 1, I still think is like one of the most like best comic book adapted movies. I mean, it's so close to all the stories, like the Book of New York stories and things that they drew from. But we'll do a Turtles debate show one time, and we'll let Edward really dive in on TMT3 next time he's on. All right, so we've wrapped up the action region. We have our movies that are moving on, and the movies that are going home. We sent them off graciously. Next up, comedy region. Two iconic from different time frames, but equally as funny. Dumb and Dumber going up against Blazing Saddles. Now, Adam alluded to the beginning that we left some votes up to polls on the pages, on the viewers of our pages. One of them was the Holy Grail going up against Blazing Saddles. We could, Adam and I and Brent Thrash could not come to an agreement on anything because we loved them both. So we left it up to the people online. The people online chose Blazing Saddles. Whether that's wrong, whether that's right, we gave the people a voice. We gave the people a voice. So we have Dumb and Dumber going up against Blazing Saddles. And I love Blazing Saddles. Love Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is on this list twice, actually. But I choose Dumb and Dumber just because it is more quotable. It's more tangible in today. I choose Dumb and Dumber. Edward, what about you?
Mm-hmm. Dumb and Dumber for sure. I don't think that's going to be very easy to go against, the heyday of Jim Carrey.
Not at all.
Yep.
Not at all.
Easy.
All right. Well, cool. All right. Next one. This one may be easy, maybe hard. We have The Hangover going up against Wayne's World. I love The Hangover. I thought it was great. I thought it's one of those movies that was unique, and it's going to be hard to ever really repeat that chemistry on scene. But Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, just one of the best skits ever, translated to
in their prime,
like one of the first successful SNL films. I got to go Wayne's World.
And I'm actually going Hangover, so we submit to you then, Edward.
Oh, Edward gets to be our tiebreaker.
I'd have to go Wayne's World as well.
Wayne's World,
Totally
Wayne's
fair.
World, party time, excellent.
Excellent.
Woo,
I can live with
woo.
that. Saturday Night Live.
See,
I
right?
grew up watching Saturday Night Live. Grew up watching that one. Yeah. No diddle.
All right. Well, that was cool. That was cool. All right. Next, two classics here. In the first round, we had Animal House going up against Old School. So Animal House won that one, obviously. Now Animal House is going up against The Naked Gun. The original one, obviously, not the remake. As much as I love Naked Gun and Leslie Nielsen, I think Animal House still stands the test of time.
It does.
I had to go Animal House. Adam, sounds like you agree. Edward, are we idiots here, or are you in unison?
Well, I'm sad that Animal House beat Old School, but I would pick Animal House against Naked Gun for sure.
Yeah. So all right. Well, then, for fun, tell us why you'd pick Old School over Animal House.
Oh, I mean, Old School, I think, is one of the only Will Ferrell movies that I actually like. I think it's one of the ones where he's not over the top, just talk like this in every movie. I think it's one of the ones where he's like a character that's not like just a Will Ferrell created character. It was one of the ones where he wasn't just, a caricature. And it's just one of the ones where he wasn't the main character, so he was actually written as a character, if that makes sense.
Totally.
I feel like when he's made as the lead, he just isn't strong enough as an actor to lead a movie. And it shows when you look at something like Elf, or you look at something like Anchorman, or you look at one of those, it just becomes, and I know people love those movies, but they love them because of how stupid they are.
Yes.
But if you're looking for something where he like acts as like I'll put it towards
Jim Carrey and Steve Carell can do it.
Yeah,
they can be that over the top and like this, but then they can also be Dan in real life. They can be all these other movies and shine, right?
Yeah, it's like if Adam Sandler were to do a movie like Bulletproof. This is like his Bulletproof type of movie.
Yeah. That's good.
Gotcha.
That's a good I like that. I like it. All right, what's next, T.I.?
All right, cool. Now we're closing out the comedy region. This one, two heavy hitters. Spaceballs going up against Short Circuit.
This one was tough.
I'm leaning Spaceballs.
And I'm leaning the other way.
And I
love
Short Circuit. I do. It's one of my all-time favorites. Yeah. But again, I'm leaning Spaceballs.
Short Circuit with the unapologetic blackface or brown face in it.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Five, your mother is a snowblower.
Snowblower. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Yeah. So all right, Edward. So now you got to be a tiebreaker here. So
I would pick Short Circuit. Short Circuit.
Ooh,
nice.
Look at that! Look at that!
I did not see that coming. I'll take that dub. I'll take that win. I did not.
I didn't either. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I like it.
All right, cool. Love that. All right, drama region. Region. Starting off. Whew, two movies couldn't be too different from each other, but both classics. Pulp Fiction going up against Jaws. I love Pulp Fiction. I do. I love it so much, but I cannot go up against Jaws. It is just...
Jaws is going to go far in this bracket. I think they are the Duke or Florida of basketball for movies. I think Jaws has a strong chance to really take it all the way.
Wait, this is the drama section?
Yeah, it's the drama section is a mixed bag. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a mix.
Yeah,
it's
there's
all
only
over
4
the place.
regions. So we just kind of had to throw some in there.
Yeah, we had to get some more. Had to throw some of them in there so they could actually fit.
So who you got, Edward?
I have Pulp Fiction.
All right. Tell us.
I think it's just a more original movie with more going for it.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I can't be mad at that. It's just Jaws. It's like some of that like classic nostalgia of it. It's where it's like, to me, a lot like Turtles, where I can't vote against it. I just can't, unless it's like Dark Knight or something like that. For me personally, is like one of my all-time favorite movies. Like other than that, like I can't pick against it, for me. But I'm also not mad at Pulp Fiction. But
no,
not but too bad you're outvoted, so you lost, Edward.
All right. Well, next one, man. Another tough one. Top Gun going up against Heat.
Oh my God, dude, this is the round of 32. This is to make it to the Sweet 16, and we're already like that hardcore. What do you say, T.I.?
Oh man, I love Heat. I do. I love Heat. But dude, is it more iconic than Top Gun?
No, it's not more iconic, but that's not what this is called. It's not the iconic list.
You're right. You're right. Oh, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna I'm gonna go against my gut, and I'm gonna say Heat because I feel like it's a better
Oh,
movie.
that was my gut.
It's a better movie.
I'm going Pacino and De Niro. Sorry, and throw in a little seasoning of Val and a little seasoning of Sizemore and a little seasoning of Ashley. Like, go ahead and throw her in. I'm going Heat. But are we crazy, Edward?
No, I immediately thought Heat without a second guess at all.
Nice,
Oh, man.
Nice.
T.I. needed a second, third, and fourth guess, but
I did.
you got
I
on the
did,
first one.
man.
All right, we're good.
All right,
Plain
so
sweet.
next one. This is Edward. This is going to be a weird matchup for you. I know your passion, but this is the way the chips fell the other night.
Hey, man.
we
Sorry.
have Field of Dreams going up against Friday the 13th.
Drama. There's some
All right.
drama. Yeah.
Now, again, I know Friday the 13th spawned a whole plethora of iconic
Shebang. Yeah.
everythings. But just going movie wise, like I feel like Field of Dreams is a better movie. But I know Friday the 13th is so. It's tough. It's tough. If we're just voting on movie alone, we're not voting on the history thereafter. I gotta go Field of Dreams, as much as it pains me, because Friday the 13th. I mean, that whole series is probably one of my favorites outside of Nightmare on Elm Street. But Edward, I know you're the horror buff. You're the horror buff, and you probably like other Friday the 13th more than the original, I bet. But where do you stand on this?
Oh yeah, I think the original Friday the 13th sucks. But I also think Field of Dreams sucks. So, so it's hard. I mean, but it's just like, yeah, Field of Dreams is probably better than the original Friday the 13th. I wouldn't pick the original Friday the 13th. Jason's not even in the original Friday the 13th. So,
yeah, that's the same same debate we had on the first round of them. You know?
Yeah.
So you're taking at the end of the day, Friday the 13th.
In this round, and then no, I'll take Field of Dreams.
Okay,
Field of Dreams. All right, Field of Dreams.
All right.
There we go.
Interesting.
All right, now closing out the drama region. This one gets interesting. We have Nightmare on Elm Street going up against Fight Club.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Adam, I'll let you give your opinion first.
So first, Edward, you have to know that T.I. ruined this movie for the most important lady of his life by telling her when they saw it for the first time, it's the same guy.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he called it out. I was overwhelmed when I was like, this is a top 10 movie of my life. Now, I was quite a bit younger. I am 45 to date. So obviously, but I was like, oh, this movie. I mean, it's Fight Club all day long for me for this category. I was completely blown away. The acting in it. And I have 2 words for you. And then the microphone is all yours, Edward. 2 words. Meat loaf. He's in it. I'm in.
Well, you do anything for love, I guess.
I won't do that. And scene. That's our Instagram little highlight there. Thank you for. That was solid.
No, I love both movies. Yeah, this is a hard one. It's hard because it's drama, and I don't know what the basis of, like, do I want to be scared, or when did I see this in my life? You know, I think
better movie. Like, you're a movie maker, dude. This is why we have you on. So we accept your movie making, skills on, like, okay, this director was going for this, and Fight Club, you didn't really nail it because of XYZ. Like, that's what we're looking for, honestly.
Okay, well then I think that Wes Craven definitely nailed it better, because this is a more iconic in the genre than Fight Club is, because Wes Craven could pretty much make whatever he wanted up until he died, and this is the iconic film, and David Fincher has to make remakes of and sequels to Quentin Tarantino films. So, which I don't know if you know that he's making a sequel to Quentin Tarantino's last film. That's what he's doing. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I did not.
You didn't know that? You didn't see the sequel? You didn't see the trailer?
Oh, is that the one that's coming on Netflix?
Yeah, that's the one that there's no. It didn't even show the
okay.
It didn't even show the title. It didn't even show the title of the movie. It was just Brad Pitt. It just showed him like in the 80s.
Yeah,
it's a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Cliff Booth, whatever Cliff Booth sequel of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino wrote it, and he's directing it.
Interesting.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Straight to Netflix movie. And that's the only reason why Quentin didn't do it. It's because it's straight to Netflix. So
interesting. Yeah, I saw that preview and I thought there was something familiar to it, but I didn't know it was a sequel to Once Upon a Time Hollywood. That's interesting. Well, that's cool. That's cool. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know. It's tough. Some straight to Netflix stuff is okay, but overall I hadn't been too impressed. All right. Well,
I mean, he did write it.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say Nightmare on Elm Street myself, so Nightmare on Elm Street will be moving along. I love Fight Club, I do, but
yeah, that's
something
fair.
Something about Freddy, man.
I'm on board.
All right, that closed out the drama, and now we get into majority of these are going to be pretty hard. Some of them I think are no brainers, but going up first, we have Back to the Future going up against Toy Story. I love Toy Story. Kicked off the whole Pixar world, but I'm Back to the Future all day and twice on Sundays. Adam, what about you?
Man, I think Back to the Future is what I would. Man, that's really, really, really tough. I'm not mad at this one, however it shakes out. But I will say Back to the Future.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's Back to the Future. It's the best of two genres. One, it's far and away the best. You know, it's probably like neck and neck in the time travel genre with like Terminator and a few others. But as far as
Total Recall,
yeah, it's probably like neck and neck with those movies. But as far as like the genres of like mom trying to sleep with son, it's probably like here's Back to the Future, and like here's all the other ones way down here, like you know on the Spice Channel and like all the other places.
What have you done?
Oh, that's hilarious! It's hilarious. I agree.
I love the
agree.
outtake. I love the outtake of that scene where she's trying to make out with him in the car, and they give Michael J. Fox real booze, and he doesn't know it. Right? You've seen the outtake of this, and he chugs it, and he spits it out, and the whole set starts laughing and everything. It is wonderful. It's like it's almost like I wish they just kept that in the movie, but it's so funny.
That's so funny. Yeah, I saw some outtakes recently of Eric Stoltz before they cut him out of the movie.
Yeah,
I've seen those too.
I've seen that.
Oh my god, he ruined it for me. Like, no.
Yeah,
there's only one Marty McFly.
Pretty wild. Yeah, they
All
said
right,
they were in the middle of shooting and they were like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't not gonna work."
He got fired on his day off.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So next matchup. Oh, this is tough. E.T. going up against the Goonies.
That's not tough. That's not tough for me.
I mean, it's not tough
Goonies.
necessarily, maybe, but it is too.
I mean, E.T.'s iconic. E.T.'s wonderful. I'm not gonna talk anything bad about E.T., but Goonies is Goonies. Like,
so you're taking Goonies.
E.T. is Goonies with an alien, but Goonies is like realistic because One-Eyed Willie's way more realistic. Way more. I mean, come on. If we're giving the meter that Edward was giving, the meter of One-Eyed Willie to Chunk and to it all started in third grade when I tell me everything. Like, it's Goonies for me.
Yeah, I got to go Goonies as well. I love E.T. though. I love drunk E.T. Love drunk E.T. as
plus
well.
There's another E.T. There's another ET that involves Big Macs and a boy in a wheelchair being shot by police at the end.
That is the weirdest
So-
scene. That is the weirdest scene. And isn't that the
Yeah.
same one where they wheel him off a cliff? Like, didn't he like get wheeled off a cliff?
So that it's made by McDonald's. 100% a McDonald's production. And they didn't want you to know we're talking about Mac and Me if nobody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just released by like Vinegar Syndrome in a 4K release, by the way. And the Japanese version specifically, there's a very dark ending. It's just the boy in the wheelchair just at the end is shot up by police, and that's how it ends.
Yeah, randomly.
No happy ending.
So random.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a scene in the middle of it where all the aliens are just dancing with Ronald McDonald and all the McDonald's characters in McDonald's. Yeah, so
That's why I love Mac and Me.
I have seen
love
those
that.
clips. I've seen those random clips on YouTube, and I was like, I don't remember these takes, you know.
Well,
But
Didn't for a minute? Didn't Conan O'Brien show those clips
no,
randomly?
So it's Paul Rudd does it. So Paul Rudd, every time he would come on Conan, he'd be like, hey, "I'm working on this new movie. I've brought a clip," and it gets to the point where Conan's like, "If this is Mac and Me again." You know,
No, I swear it's not.
Yeah,
and then,
he always shows it. Yeah,
but that's what I'm thinking of, right? Am I right?
yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
no, that's
Okay.
in the movie. That's in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time. Oh, dude, that's so classic and so like on brand for Paul Rudd to just have some fun on a late night show. Like, dude, that's so good. That's what I would want to do. That and everything that The Lonely Island does. Like anything Andy Samberg and those boys, and combine that with what Paul Rudd did, that's me. If I get famous like a Seth Rogen or something, just count on those shenanigans like from me. Just saying. All right, what's next?
All right, so we're closing out. We got two more matchups. Both of these are probably going to be pretty easy because the movies are far apart from each other, but just how it landed. So we've got Ghostbusters going up against the Sandlot. I'm Ghostbusters all day. I know everyone loves the Sandlot and it's very dear to their hearts, but Ghostbusters is equally near and dear to my heart. So I've got to go Ghostbusters. Adam, what about you?
I'm total opposite. So
Total opposite. You're
baseball
Sandlot
all day for me.
You're Sandlot.
Baseball
Yeah.
all day for me.
You are a baseball guy. You are.
Yeah.
All right, Edward, what do you got here?
Help us out.
So I'm not a baseball guy, but I do love the Sandlot, and I'm going to go with the Sandlot.
Ooh,
I'll
look at
take
that.
dub, Ti.
Look at that.
How's that taste?
It hurts. It hurts.
Ecto
It
Cooler.
hurts.
Drink some
Feels like-
Ecto Cooler.
makes me-
You'll be all right.
Makes me feel like I crossed the streams, man.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So the last matchup here of this field of 32
is the easiest of all time. We're gonna break it down with the easiest one, like,
Home Alone up against The Empire Strikes Back.
and that's our show.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining. Like, right? Like, I mean, come
Yeah.
on, it's not
Adam.
even close.
I'm gonna let
Now,
you go. You go first, Adam.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna ask. We're gonna end the show with more of a Star Wars discussion. So we all are gonna throw out Home Alone in this matchup. And so what I want to do is actually talk through Star Wars and ask Edward, in the matchup of what we're doing, did T.I. pick the proper episode? If yes, explain why, and if no, give us your episode 1 through 6 that you would give.
I mean, for the general public, I think he picked what everybody would consider the best episode. It's not my favorite, only because of what I grew up with and what I liked the most. I liked Return of the Jedi the most, and I know that that's like a very strange one, but I thought that it had like so much in one episode. I just loved it opening with Jabba's castle and all that stuff, and then still having so much more movie after that with like the Ewoks, and everybody hates the Ewoks that are like the the Star Wars snobs, and
I love the Ewoks, man.
But yeah, like everything in the jungle and all that kind of stuff was just so different. and the Rancor and all that kind of stuff. Like I love all that kind of stuff. So it reminded me a lot more of Sword and Sorcery, which I'm a lot more into than straight up Space Odyssey. I'm a lot more into like the stuff like Ralph Bakji's type of stuff and those kinds of things, like the movie Wizards, or movies like Star Chaser instead of Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. So when you get more into the stuff that has to do with like the stars and wizardry and all that kind of stuff, and I just feel like that kind of got a lot closer to it. That's why I like.
Yeah.
I think I like the Mandalorian a lot more than I like the new sequel series and stuff. So
Yeah, love Mandalorian.
Sure. Yeah,
Love it.
Mandalorian's
So
great.
good.
And I love Return of the
storytelling
Jedi
and
as
stuff.
well. Return of the Jedi was
Yeah.
the first Star Wars movie I saw. Because I remember
Episodes 4, 5, and 6, you couldn't go wrong in my book if you picked any of them.
I remember I was over at my grandmother's house and I walked into one of the neighbors' houses. I was playing with their kids or something, and they had it on TV, and it was like the sand pit, the whole like sand pit fight and everything with Boba Fett. And I was just like,
Dude,
what is this?
that's a
What
great
is
scene.
going
That's
on?
a great
And
scene.
they're
Great scene to
riding
walk in on.
Right, and then, when they're riding the I don't know what the AT somethings whatever through the jungle, like all the scenes were great.
Oh man,
But yeah, so no, I love Return of the Jedi. I do. I just Empire Strikes Back has always been my favorite of the bunch, but that's the beauty of Star Wars, man. Everybody, it's fair. I mean, Adam, what about you? What's your favorite Star Wars?
I, I just know it's not 1, 2, or 3. I mean, I don't know. Like, I
don't-
just 4, 5, and 6.
You're not a big Phantom Menace guy, or Attack of
and
the
look, I'm
Attack
not,
of the Clones, the CGI,
in the same
the
way.
video
I'm
game.
not. Yeah, in the same way, I'm not a snob of like how you were saying, and I like the Ewoks. I'm not as low on young Anakin and the crappy acting and Jar Jar ruining it. I like in the end, guys, we are watching Star Wars. Life isn't that bad. I promise. You're watching Star Wars. Life isn't that bad. Can you try to enjoy it? There is a story that it's telling that is compelling. Like, I do want to know that how Darth Vader was as a child. I absolutely want to know. Now, is it the same kid from, Jingle All the Way? Maybe I was hoping it wasn't the same child from Jingle All the Way. I was hoping that. It didn't work out. It is the same stupid kid. But at the end of the day, it's Star Wars, man. Can you just enjoy seeing Darth Maul and seeing Ewan McGregor and
For 5 seconds,
like-
see Darth Maul for 5 seconds.
yeah, now yes. On another show we can get into, I think we have officially donned that we need a more in-depth for Turtles and for Star Wars and have Edward back. So do you
Absolutely.
accept our invite to come back officially, Edward, to do this?
Whenever, yeah, I'm around.
All right, so let's do it.
Well,
man,
we're definitely super excited for Rarity 2. I know I am.
Yes.
I know I love the first one. For everybody out there, Edward, remind them, I know it's available everywhere, but remind them where you recommend them getting a viewing of Rarity before Rarity 2 drops.
Sure, yeah. The easiest places you can watch it right now are Tubi, YouTube. If you're outside the U.S., there's a site called Relay. I guess YouTube, you can watch it there outside the U.S. as well. It's all over the place. If you just look on like a Fire Stick or something like that, if you just look Rarity Retro Video Game Collecting in the Modern Era, it should come up on any channel that you have it. And you can either watch it free with ads, or you can pay something like $2.99 or something like that and watch it as a rental. Or if you're a crazy person and want to pay $19.99 to own a digital copy of it, that's totally fine as well. Or you can wait till the end of the year at some point, and we'll be announcing a very big Blu-ray release of it. So, and that'll be part 1 and part 2. So,
That's awesome.
very cool.
It's awesome.
Very cool.
Well, dude,
All right,
thanks
so
again
yeah,
for
we
joining
will-
us. Thanks again for
Yeah,
telling
man.
us where we're idiots. Thanks again for agreeing with us, and we'll have you back soon to talk more movies, talk toy hunting, talk video games. I know you were in the fold. I'd love to know where your Sega Genesis collection is at right now. So we'll have you hold back for all video game section. Maybe
Yep.
we'll get
we'll get into it.
we'll get Jeff. Do you get Jeff from the NES page to come on, and we'll just have a video game powwow.
Combine.
So
Oh yeah, that'll be huge. All right, cool. Well, new episodes of Sports Idiot Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Friday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
you would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.